I'm here today with my friend Kelly, and we are sharing with you a really fun reformer flow with the Jumpboard. So we are doing, the theme of today's workout is lots of abs, obliques, and arms, which is actually happens to be a lot of Kelly's favorite things. So she's the perfect person to demonstrate this workout. So we're going to start, you want to have your platform extender on if you've got a stock reformer. I'm on one blue spring because we're going to start with some light kind of inner thigh core work, get those obliques working, and then we'll move into Jumpboard and lots of other fun stuff. So you want to have a fitness circle. Other props you're going to need is a light weight. So a 2-pound or 3-pound weight. You've got your circle, you've got your blue spring on, you've got your platform extender. If you're on balanced body, you can obviously put your foot on the wood platform, and then make sure your straps are off so they don't get in the way. Okay, and let's get started. So we're going to start. She's standing. She's nice and parallel, right? So the toes are pointing forward, and I want her to have this like as close to the Jumpboard as she can possibly get it. Yes, that's awesome. And first we're going to start with a side split. So she's going to press the carriage out. As she presses it out, she's going to rotate towards the mirror. Keep the hips square. And then as she comes in, she's going to turn all the way towards the window, looking out the window. Perfect. Good. Pressing out nice and wide. So as you all know, right, when we take the springs lighter, we change the focus of the workout to be more on the inner thighs and the core, and she has to really stay stacked, right? It's hard because the body wants to lean forward on the leg spring. So she is working very hard to keep her shoulders stacked right over her hips and ankles. Yes. Reach out and twist, exhale, and inhale, come back around. She's growing taller each time she does this, right? No leaning, no coming forward, and no, what's the word I use? Leaning back. Always stacked, and then back in. Looks really good. The other thing people like to do here is arch the low back. So make sure your clients are, keeping their hips under. No, you're good. Think of like, actually, right there. That's good. Yeah, people will want to tuck or arch, so just look at them, make sure that they're all nice and lined up. You just have one more of those. One, spiraling around, and then coming back in. Beautiful job. Okay, now you're going to start with your arms here in front of the chest, and you want to come, I'm going to hold this for you, come into a turnout, both feet though. Yes, you might have to scoot that foot on the platform out a little bit. There you go. Now, she's in external rotation. We're still keeping the legs straight. As she goes out, you're going to reach her arms up overhead, pull the carriage in, lift through those lower abs, and kind of guess. So she's adding that nice little gentle press on the circle when she comes in. It's so nice, right? You get your underarmpit muscles, you get your obliques hooking into those underarmpit muscles. We're waking up all the muscles we want to wake up for the rest of the workout. And out, press, and bring it in. Again, she's doing an amazing job of keeping her shoulders, hips, and ankles all stacked. She's not leaning forwards or backwards. Out, and then lift through the core, pelvic floor, inner thighs to pull it in. You got 3 more. 3, reach, and pull it in. And 2, reach, and pull it in. And then on this last one, I want you to hold here. Now, she's going to try to keep the carriage at the same place. She's going to bend her knees and come into a plie position. Yes, good. So you can come a little lower, only because just watch your knees. Right? If people have knee issues, have them not come as low. You hold this position. You're going to do little plie pulses. Try not to move the carriage. It's hard. Yes. So she's working her thighs isometrically to keep the carriage at that same point and keeping the knees in line with the toes. You got it. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can come all the way and let your arms come down. Now she's going to pivot to face this way, face the tower frame. I got the carriage to get you in line because you want to bring this foot over here in line with your hip. That's good. And you want to make sure your foot on the carriage, for those of you doing this, is not too far forward, right? You want to be close to this back edge, almost like a quarter of the way. Maybe move back a tiny bit. There you go. Yes. This back heel, you want to lift it against the board.
Yeah, this way? Oh,
yeah, yes.
Okay,
Yep.
sorry.
Exactly, you're fine. Think of like a kickstand, because that's good. Most people will be like, what are you talking about? You want to get the heel all the way up against there to help balance. Now, as she presses the carriage out, she's going to keep that back leg straight, bend into this knee, and I want you to hinge forward. Yes. As you come in, you're going to bring your body up, bring the circle up. Yes, amazing job. Good. So she has to keep this arrow of energy through this leg, right? She's reaching through this heel as she goes out. Her hips are staying nice and square. She's got this hinge from the hips with the upper body. And so much stability and support through this side, right? It's hard.
Yeah.
She makes it look very easy. Don't be deceived. Yep, and then going down and lower. You only have one more, okay? And then back up. You don't need a ton of these. And then reach out. Feel those abdominals just wrap around you. Amazing job. Now, if you can, hold here. See if you can bend and straighten this leg on the carriage. Yes. So she's reaching her arms away from a strong center. That back leg stays straight. You got 3, 2, and 1. Then she's gonna come all the way in. Amazing job. Now you can pivot and face me over here actually. Yep, exactly. We're gonna take it from the top. So both feet are nice and parallel. Her toes are pointing forward. Yes. And we're starting with the twist. So as she goes out, she's gonna twist towards the mirror or her carriage leg, coming in, rotating towards the window, right? And then out, reach. Again, all your checkpoints, right, that you're looking for is that someone does not lean forwards or back. They keep the shoulders, hips, and ankles nice and stacked. And she's mostly keeping her hips square. They might move a little bit here, that's fine. That's natural, we don't mind. Reach, but she's really focusing on initiating her twist from the waist. Warming up those obliques. And twist, reach, and then slowly return back in. Really nice job. I always like to cue people to think about growing taller to twist also, because then there's no collapsing into the spine. They really keep that length. Just do 2 more for me. 2, reach, and then bring it in. Feels kind of good, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. And then one more time. Twist. I love twisting all the time. It feels pretty great. Yeah. Now she's going to go arms in front. Just kidding. That's right. And then she's coming into, it's helpful also if you're teaching a private to hold the carriage for people so they don't go flying. Turning out, yep, you're going to press the carriage out, keep the legs straight, the arms reach up overhead. She keeps the connection to the front of the rib cage. So you can't see because she's facing this way, but she's doing a really nice job of not popping as she goes out with the carriage. Yes. And then bring it in. You could untuck a little with your pelvis. Yes, yep, there you go. Yeah, right there. There you go. Reach. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because it wants to go under here, especially when you go wide, because you've got to like really fire up those inner thighs and glutes to keep yourself. You're doing perfect now. Yes. And then back in. Awesome job. Reach up with those arms. Press out the carriage. Pull it in. Find that inner thigh, pelvic floor core connection. 3 more. 3. And bring it in. And 2. And bring it in. And 1 more time. Hold. Now, she's going to see if she can bend the knees. Come into that slight plie. Yes. Now I do want her to tuck under slightly, right? Her arms are reaching, the spine is long, she's pulsing, working those legs, keeping that carriage relatively still. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You can come all the way in. Amazing job. You're going to pivot, turn, face the tower frame, the mirror. Yes. And then now she's got her left heel up against that jump board. So it's a nice kickstand. So this is better than doing this without the jump board because you have something to press your foot into, which makes it easier to balance and fire up this whole backside. Yep. You're going to press out. Actually, fix your toes for me. Well, if you need to for your knee, though, do what you need to do. Yeah. And then you're going to press out. She's going to bend that front knee, hinge forward from the upper body as she presses out. As she comes in, she uses the inner thighs. She lifts the circle up overhead. Amazing. Hinge forward. And then bring it in. Yeah, she looks so good. You're looking for proper knee alignment on this leg that is pressing out. You don't want people rolling their knees in or out, right? Press, and then you're looking for the spine staying in that beautiful flat back. People will probably want to round forward. She knows her form, she knows what she's doing, but you want to make sure that people don't end up in flexion or in a flat back. Reach. Yeah, looks so good. And then back up, just do 2 more. And then she gets to do those little carriage presses. 2, reach, and then bring it in, and doing an amazing job of keeping this leg back here super straight. Hold here. This looks amazing. Now bend and press. She's thinking about the arms reaching away from the strong center right here. Yep. And then just bending and pressing, lots of hamstring through this right leg. You're doing awesome. 4 more. 4, 3, keep reaching through this back leg. 2, and 1. Yes, and you can come all the way in. Crushed it. Now, you get to stay facing this way. You can bring this foot on here. You can do this. Now, we're going into planks. Okay? So you flow right into it. You can come all the way down. You come down to your knees. And then you're going to have your feet, again, up against here. You want to use, we're using the jump board for extra kind of stability here. And then you're going to have your hands on, yes. And you would kind of like, I would walk your hands back towards you just a little bit. Yes. Yep, so you want to have somebody, the shoulder blocks are out, you want to have someone's hands kind of down and away from that area, just so they have enough range of motion. And now we're going to do a little scooters, right? So you're going to come up into a plank first. Hold the plank position, bring your hips up just a little higher. This is good. Soften your elbows a little bit, wrap your shoulders. You're going to bend your knees, let the carriage come in, inhale, and then exhale, press out. Great job, yes. Bend in and press. Now, if you had somebody with wrist issues or, it's hard for them to be up on the hands, you can put the shoulder blocks back in and put the reformer box in front and have them do this on their forearms. But this is a nice way to do it, to just flow into it if you're teaching a class. Press. And she's keeping that energetic connection in her thighs, plugging in and up to those lower abs. Just have 1 more. Press. Yes. And you can come in, take a little breather. Okay. Next one, we're doing obliques. So you're actually going to keep your upper body in that same position, but now she's going to turn the lower body, right? So she's going to kind of, well, actually not, no, yeah, all of it. Just your feet. Yeah. So you come up, yes, exactly. Come up, and then now she's going to pivot, turn, yes, thank you. So now she's got her right foot in front, left foot behind, and press. So the upper body is staying super square, which looks amazing. And now she's got that turn happening from here. Yeah, this looks so good. You should feel this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to feel that bottom side, internal and external oblique like crazy when you're in this position. Yeah, so she's doing a great job of not dropping her hips too low when the carriage goes out. That is what people will want to do here, so you're going to make sure you stay out. 2 more. 2, and press. The neck is long. She looks awesome. Last one, and then bring it in. Yeah. Amazing job. Yeah, so you get to do the other side. Yeah, it really burns. And so think about having, like, being up on the hands here too. Yeah. You just get a really nice connection to your upper body, right? She has the strength to do this with everything looking good. The neck is bring her head up just tiny. There you go. Yes, that's good. Yes. Amazing. And her hips are still staying high here. She's not dropping down. She's finding that turn from the lower body, upper body square. 4 more. Forward and bend. 3 and 2. Hello, right oblique. And 1. Yes, and you can come in and come down. There you go. Take a little child's pose over there. You can sit back towards your heels. Yes, give that upper body a little break. Now we're going to go into a fun little core jump series where we're going to continue with our shoulder blocks out because they're already out. You can come all the way up from there. I'm going to kind of reset you up. And we're going to take the platform extender off. And then she's going to have the same spring up. So we're maximizing our flow by staying on that same spring. Now, with the shoulder blocks out, I recommend that you put a little sticky mat of some kind down so people don't go flying off the back of the reformer. And then I'm also going to hand her a weight. So the other thing I like to do is put the headrest up. So we kind of go down and down. You want to have your client or your person, your class, whoever, kind of scooted down here, yeah, towards the jumper, especially if they're shorter, so they don't feel like they're reaching for it with their feet. And then you're going to hold this in your right hand. Your left hand's going to go behind your head. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so you can start with your head down. And then the first one, when you jump out, your legs are going to open. You're going to reach your weight up through the legs and curl up. Yeah. And make sure you get out of the way, right, people? You can forget about this and be over here and then get hit with your foot. Up and down. Great job. Lift and lower. So the nice part about this is she gets the support of her hand behind her head, right? Exhale up. Now you're staying more up. You can come all the way down and curl up. You could stay up the whole time like Kelly was doing. That's harder. You can do either one. You want to challenge your people. Up and down. Yes. Lift and lower. You have 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Now we're gonna pull the knees in. The weight's gonna reach down on the outside of your right hip. Yes, exactly. And no twisting yet. Just nice and, yeah, straight. Great job. So now she's got to hug those inner thighs together. We're building on the muscular connections that we made in the beginning of class. On that light spring when she did those side splits, we got those inner thighs working. Now they're working here and fired up with that core. This is all core. Reach. 3 more. 3 and 2. And then on 1, all you're going to do is the same thing, but you're going to reach the weight to the opposite. You got it. Yep. Reach, cross, and in. Now we get those obliques fired back up again, just like we did in the beginning when she twisted with the circle, and when she did those planks that we just did too. And in. Yeah. Amazing job. She's making it look easy, but it is a burn. Twist. 2 more. And 2. Yep, and 1. Now you're going to go straight legs lifting up. You're going to reach this weight towards this shin. So it's like a baby rotation. Yeah, exactly. So now we're challenging her in a different way for those lower abs by doing straight legs, right? You probably feel the same, bent and straight, maybe a little more on straight. Yeah. So the straight legs, you have to really pull up from the lower abs. You are working your hip flexors too. You got it. 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. And come all the way in, come down. Yes, and then we get to do that whole thing by each other's out.
Yes, from the sticky.
Yeah, no, the sticky thing. The sticky bit is sometimes too effective.
Yeah.
These things happen. So that was amazing. Now you're going to do the whole thing again. She's going to lengthen her head into her hand. Yes. Curl and lift. Amazing. So the good part about a lot of what we're doing today is we are challenging the body. This is the first of a couple series, unilaterally, right? Where she's got the weight in one hand, and she has to stay balanced and even through the other side. Also allows her to put her hand behind her head. Do 1 more. And then I want you to go knees in, weight reaching to the left. Yes, outside of your head. Go in and land. Yes. And again, you can do what Kelly's doing. She's kind of staying curled the whole time. Some people like prefer that. Or you can head down, curl up and shine. Yes. Down and in. Looks so good. 3 more. 3. Curl, pull in. And 2. And 1. Now you twist, right? You're going to reach that weight to the opposite side. Those knees still pull in. She's getting that diagonal reach. And as she does that, she's still plugging that arm kind of into her back here, right? Reach and center. So we're getting that lat serratus oblique connection. 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Okay, straight legs. Reach that weight towards, yeah, that opposite shin. Yeah, you got it. Go. Up and in. Deep lower ab strength here, like I said, and then she's also working those hip flexors. Both things are happening at once here. Yep, up and in and down. We got 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Yes, and you come all the way in and down. Yeah, hello obliques, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is you can probably roll yourself up because you just want to take this out, but you're going to be ending up laying back down. So you don't have to come all the way up. We're going to put the shoulder blocks back in now, okay? So we give her a little break now from all that, and you get to do feet straps. So you're going to lay all the way down. Now in my reformer, I have the straps a little bit shorter because I like people to have enough tension for arm series. So I'm only going to do a blue spring and a red spring for feet and straps. I know like most people would do 2 reds. If you're on a balanced body, you probably still want to do 2 reds. If you're on stot and your straps are a little shorter, you can do the red blue. So she's going to press out. We're going to just let her upper body get a little break for a second, and then we're going to bring that right foot up and in. Perfect. And then left foot up and in. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, legs are together. She's going to press down towards the springs. We're going to do a couple of things here. First, we're just going to stretch her hamstrings. So you can press down, keep your legs hugged together, and she's making sure she doesn't arch her back, right? Exhale, press down. You're going to engage those hamstrings. Inhale, come up, find that length behind the back of the thighs and the knees. Down, and then up and lift. Great job. down, just do 2 more like that, and lift, and then last one, go down, we're gonna come up to the top and hold for a moment. Yep, and then I want you to bend this knee into your chest, and then keep this one straight. You can grab that rope. Think about heel up, hip down, so you really get that length. Feels so good, yeah.
So good.
So good. Yeah, this is one of the best hamstring stretches. And it's nice to let people do one at a time, because then they can really focus on just one, because both can be really intense sometimes. And now you can bend this knee, and then reach this leg straight up, same thing. She's just gonna take a little stretch here. Because what we're gonna end up doing is a little inner thigh series here on your back. Yes. So a little different. We're actually gonna use the reformer ropes, just like you might do some things with the leg springs. Okay, so you're gonna reach this leg straight up for me, both legs straight, yep. And then we're gonna press back down to your point of control. Very good, okay. She's got her tailbone heavy, she's in neutral, she's still got this connection happening here. Now, you're gonna open the legs out to the side as wide as you can, but don't let the carriage move. It's gonna move a little bit, but you wanna stay on that low diagonal and just allow it in. Yes, exactly. Out and then back in. See if you can actually, wait, come down more.
And then hold here.
Yes. Yes, and then now come in. Yes. You're like, oh, now I can wait.
Yeah.
Yes. So here she has to work really hard to, yes, keep her pelvis in neutral, and then obviously we are asking the inner thighs to do a lot here, right? They're coming from a wide position, they have to adduct, they have to come together, yes. Now, you can do this in parallel and turnout. I like turnout, if you can do it, yes, because you get more inner thigh. Out, and then back in, yes, because you're gonna do this from 3 different points. Down, and then back in. Okay, now, so technically, wait, go back down for me. Yep, a little lower, if you can. Yes, right here. So this is your first point. You do 5 or 6. Now you come up to like 45 right here. Yes, now so you can stay here and do it. Same thing, yep. Out, and then pull in. Good. Out, and in. Yes. And if I had really been thinking, I would have put my hinge straps on, if you have the Galen's Body ones, the stirrup straps.
Oh, yeah.
Because then you could point your toes.
Oh,
And that would be nice, but if you don't have those, this is fine. Because you can't point too much here, you can strap my phone. Now she's going to come up to actual 90 degrees. Yes, and then do it from here. Out, and then pull in. Yes, exactly. It's like half rainbows, sort of. Yeah. And running. Yeah.
I really feel this way.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would feel like much. No, at all. Wait till you feel the next one. And then back in 2 more. 2. Yep. And then 1. Okay. Now, you're going to press back down to that lowest point. Yes. Now, you want to open the legs out. You're still in turn out. Yes. Maybe like here. Yes, this is good. So she's a little wider than hip distance. This is a good place. Now, you're going to do baby circles with both legs. Yes. Yeah. In, turn out. Again, small movement does not seem like much, requires a lot of pelvic stability, core strength, inner thigh strength. Now reverse the circles. Other way. Yes, exactly. I know, right? It doesn't hurt. It really hurts. Yes. Do 3 more for me. 3, 2, and 1. Now come up to 45. Yes, do it here. Up, down, around. She's reaching through the heels here just a little bit, heels and toes evenly. Up, down, around. Staying in that turnout is what was really working. See external rotators, but also in your thighs. And you can reverse, go the other way. And up, down, and around. Amazing. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up to 90. Same thing. Yes. I know it's hard.
This doesn't seem like much, but this is
It's hard.
painful.
It is very painful, yes. And she's really saying when people get up to 90, you can reverse. They're gonna really want to tuck under with their pelvises. So watch. She looks really good. Just tell them to feel their tailbone kind of pressing into imaginary sand. Now you can go legs together. Last thing, circles for real. Your normal ones. Yeah. Which probably feels kind of challenging.
Yeah.
After all of that, yes. So typically circles aren't that much, but we really fired up those inner thighs. So now, yeah, when she gets to this point of the circle, she probably really, yeah, you can really feel it. Now you can reverse. Out to the side, float up, out and around. Beautiful. Down, up, out, and around. You got it. down, up and around. She's gonna do one more, keeping that tailbone heavy, keeping those hips nice and square. And then you can come up here, last little thing, right here to bend your knees into your chest, take that nice stretch for your back.
Oh.
Yes. It is nice to end here. You also, since you did all that work with your inner thighs, you can let your knees go out to the side. Yes. And stretch. And she's got the soles of the feet together. So people can do this, or you can show them where the feet are apart too. Like, yes, like that happy baby sort of type thing. Yeah. Either one is good. They both feel good, right? Yeah, they both feel amazing.
Good and bad.
Good. Yeah, good and bad. Now you're going to maximize body position like we always do. She's going to stay here on her back. You can take your feet out. Yep, one at a time. We got to do a little spring and setup change. So you can see there, I'm going to take off my red spring. So she's actually going to come and drop down to just a blue spring. And then also going to take the headrest back out because we're going to be doing some stuff. Yes, we're going to be putting your hands behind your head. We will actually have the shoulder blocks out for the remainder of the workout. And then what else? I want you to scoop down. Actually, no, you're already right there. That's good. And then you're going to hold on to this in this hand. Yes. No, you were right. Yep, right hand. So you're going to grab one strap. They're going to hold that strap on the same side. And then this right hand behind your head. I got ahead of myself. Yes. Other hand behind the head. Now, legs are coming into tabletop. Good. As this arm presses down by your side, you're going to curl up and straighten just this leg. Good. And then come back down. Try to keep this arm straight. Straight. There you go. Yep, you're fine. Inhale down, exhale lift. Yes. So now we are working contralaterally because she is working that right arm, left leg. So we're really challenging the core stability here. If you have someone who has neck issues, you can do this whole series and keep their head down, right? You would keep the shoulder blocks in. Actually, you could do it with the mouth, but you can have someone keep their head down. Do the same thing. They just won't feel as much upper abs. Reach. And then down, right? You can really feel both sides of your obliques. Yes. And as she curls, she's thinking about going up and over an imaginary forearm right under her bra line so she doesn't just like collapse forward. On the next one, I want you to stay up and hold. Yes. Now just bicycle your legs. Yes. Reach. Now she's got this dynamic challenge to her pelvic stability. She's reaching through the legs. She's keeping them at an angle that doesn't make it go into that lower back. Reach longer through your right arm for me a little bit. Really straighten it. There you go. Good. 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Now, you get to keep the legs. I actually want you to keep them bent. Start with them bent. Keep the upper body lifted. You're going to bend your elbow. Come into a tricep press. Press down, but hold right here. Because you're going to, as you bend this elbow, straighten your legs and reach. And then pull back in. You got it. Yes. Isn't this insane, lower abs? Yes. Yes. So because we're moving in opposition, you see how she goes straight arm, bent legs, bent arm, straight legs. And I love it, you already knew. You want people to keep the legs high on this one because there's not a lot of support. Yeah, she's only got one strap. If she went too low, it's going to go right into the lower back, or her hips are going to shift and twist. Really challenging. Weight that right hip. 2 more. 2. And then on one you're holding right here. Yes, keep that arm straight. Now you're going to see if you can take these toes, tap the board. Bring it in, other side. Yes, exactly. Good. She's lengthening her head into her hands. Yeah, it looks so nice. Reach. Crazy low abs again, right? Reach. And again, she has this nice, the jump board is a nice proprioceptive feedback because it makes her not go too low with the toes. She knows she's going to the top. 2 more. 2 and 2, 1 and 1. And you can bring everything down. There you go. Great job. So hard. So again, you can still do most of that series with someone's head down if they cannot stay up because they have to be really strong to hold themselves up that whole time. Yeah, you got that? You're going to have your right hand behind your head. Again, I'm on one blue spring. If someone was needed to, you could drop down to a yellow if you're on balanced body or white. Now she's going to go down and straighten that opposite leg. That's right. And you can let your head come down on this one. Yep. And then curl up, lower the body, bring that knee in. Yes. Again, we are working contralaterally. We are looking for symmetry because she's got the resistance coming from one side. She's going to want to shift. She knows what's up. So she's really keeping herself centered But you want to make sure you also walk around your client all angles, right? Make sure they're looking good from all the different areas. 2 more. 2. And then on the next one, she's going to stay up and bicycle the legs. Reach. Let that left arm come down here. There you go. Yep. Reach those left knuckles, straightening out that left wrist. You look awesome. Good. Now we're really dynamically challenging, like I said, the pelvis. She's got to keep it strong and steady. 3 more. 3, and 2, and 1. Now, you keep that upper body lifted. You're going to bend this left elbow. And then press straight. And then hold here, actually, because you want to, yes.
There you
You got it. And you're going to think about it, right? Bend in and reach. So here again, she has to really hug the inner thighs on this one. Yep. To keep the work in the lower abs and to prevent her from arching her back. We also are keeping those legs really high, as you guys have noticed. Reach. The right hip is going to want to shift here. Think about a paperweight being on. Yes. There we go. 2 more. 2. On this last one, she's going to hold, right? She's going to do those toe taps. Right toes to the top board. Yep, left toes. Yes. And if someone can't make it all the way to the board, that's fine. Just have them kind of reach the legs out, and they don't have to go all the way there. You just want to make sure they keep the legs high. They stay curled if they can. You can always bring the head down. Reach, reach. Yes. Hello, lower abs. And obliques. Reach and reach. 2 more. 2 and 2. 1 and 1. Amazing. Now you get to lower all the way down. Yeah, girl. Great job. I got this. Now you're going to roll onto your side, okay? And then come all the way up from there. We're actually going to stay on the same spring. We're going to keep the shoulder blocks out. I'm putting the headrest down now. And she's going to sit on here facing the mirror, actually. And I want you to have your legs straight through. Okay, you can cross or you can just do this. Whatever feels better for you. Crossed. Yeah. So now I'm going to hand you your straps. First, we're going to start with a little T-arm press back. So I'm actually going to cross the straps so that she gets a nice amount of resistance. Yep. And then you're holding there. You're going to sit up as tall as you possibly can. And then I want you to pull your arms straight back. Yes. Inhale, let your arms come forward. Exhale, pull back. Yeah. Awesome job. So right now, she's keeping shoulders, ribs, hips, everything stacked. Now, her hamstrings are not super tight, so she can sit up out of her lower back here without anything under her hips. If you have someone who has tight hips, hamstrings, which means they have a tight lower back, you're going to want to sit them up on the platform extender if you have stop, or on the reformer box. That's going to really help them, but she doesn't need it. She's really, now the legs are straight out in front of her, reaching, yeah, the legs away. 2 more. 2. And then back in, and then 1 more time. Press. Yes. You're working those upper back muscles. Now, you can keep this one. We're going to take this one and just hook it on that same side with a hook for future reference. And then she gets back. I've got a 2-pound weight, so we're grabbing that. You're going to hold on. Yeah, I would actually, you're strong. Hold on here. Yeah. Now we're going to do a little reciprocal rotation. She's going to pull that left arm back, reach that right arm forward, and then return through center. Hold the weight arm. Yes. Nice job. Reach. So what I'm looking for here again is that she stays really tall, right? So bring your shoulders forward, your whole upper body forward. Yes, stay right there. That's good. Perfect. Yep. So you want to make sure people keep that stacking that they established in the first exercise here. And then now she can really find opposition with the arms, right? As one arm pulls back, the other arm reaches forward. And then you're making sure that that arm stays right in line with the shoulder. She's not crossing her body. Looks really good. 2 more. 2. And this feels so good.
So good.
And center. Again, you're getting that lat serratus, that underarm hip connection with that oblique. So, last one, that was awesome. Now what you're going to do is come through center, and you're going to switch your strap to you're going to switch the weight of the strap. Yeah. And you can actually hold the short one of this. And then I want you to go uncross the legs, and you're going to go knees bent, feet flat. Yes, because you're going to come into a C curve. So now we're going to go into some biceps and some other work where she's in her C curve. She's going to hold that beautiful position and pull, yeah, pull in. Inhale, float out. Exhale, float in. You got it. So I'm going to cue her right now to think about pressing those feet actively down into that headrest. Hugging those inner thighs together. Yes, good. And then her curve is really quite nice. She's not hanging into that lower back. She's got that feeling of going up and over a forearm right here. Two more. 2 and 1. Okay, now I want you to stay there. Yeah, it's hard. She's going to come back into that position. She's going to hold. You're going to pull the arms into the chest. Now, without moving the carriage, I want you to try to just move, well, kind of.
I'm sorry.
You're going to move this strap arm out and look at it. Pull it back in. Yes. Exactly. Hard. You should feel your right oblique like crazy. Yes. So this is another one. Doesn't look like much, but the act of her reaching her arm out while maintaining this flexion in her abdominals really challenges that right oblique. Reach out. And then in one more time. Because then you get to do the one you thought you were doing. Now you get to twist that way. Yep. She's only going to twist towards the strap side. That's important. And then back in. Yes. And what I'm also going to cue her to think about here is this hip staying anchored while she rotates, these feet still pressing down, and then hugging the inner thighs. Yes, 2 more. 2, and 1, yes. And then you can slowly sit, oh, nice. Good job, good job. Now we get to do all of that on the other side. So, I'm going to take that, and then we'll start. And then now you're going first for seated tall roll and twist. Yep, so you're gonna hold on to that. She's kind of holding above, yeah. That way you have enough tension, yes. And then she's gonna pull that right arm back, reach that left arm forward, and return and go all the way to that other side. So again, just like in the beginning of class, right, where we had her warm up her obliques with those twists, with the standing splits, she's doing the same movement here. And we're looking for the same checkpoints so that she stays stacked, no leaning, right? Shoulders right over the hips. Looks so good. Legs are reaching away from a strong center, and she's still gonna find that inner thigh connection here to help her lift out of her lower back. Looks so good. One more time. Reach. Yep. And then bring it in. Now, she gets to return through center. Yes, and then you can kind of switch your strap and your weight. You're gonna bend your knees, go feet flat for me. And then she's rolling into her C curve position. Yes, the feet are anchored down into that headrest. She's gonna bicep curl. Inhale out, exhale in. She's pulling the navel in and up and the ribs down and back here in that position. Yeah, that looks really good. I always like to tell people also to think about, like, there's an arrow here and an arrow here, and you're pulling those arrows together. And then floating out. Yep. 3 more. 3 and 2. And then on one you're holding, right? You're gonna let your elbows go out to the side. Yes. And now from here you wanna stay in that curve. You're gonna reach your strap arm out. Sorry. And then bring it in. Yeah, make sure you're not inclined this way. Out and then back in. Great job. So much isometric strength here. Because that oblique on that left side is working actually to make sure she doesn't twist while she moves the arm. So it challenges the muscle in a different way than twisting. 2 more. 2 and 1. Now she gets to twist. She's going to turn towards that side and then center. Very good. Bring it out and center. She's really thinking about anchoring now this opposite hip, this right hip as she moves. Yep. And turn and center. And then keeping those hips nice and square. Looks really good. And reach and center. 2 more. 2. Yep. And 1. And then you get 2. Float all the way up. Yes. Good job, girl. Okay. I got this. Now, that was a lot of flexion, a lot of arms, a lot of abs. So we're going to end with some really feel-good extension. Okay? So we're going to do it very differently today. You're actually going to come down onto your stomach. Your head faces this way. Your feet face that way. Yes, exactly. And she's going to kind of come into like a diamond shape with the legs. So, you can have the carriage going. And then you're going to go like this. Yes. Heels together, toes apart, and then I want you to bring your heels in. Oh. Yeah, girl. So, this position is going to allow her to make sure she doesn't arch the lower back. Yep. She's going to press her pubic bone / hip bones into the carriage. Let me make it lighter for you too. probably do a blue spring because you're strong, but let's try on the light spring. So I'm on the lightest spring of my stop reformer, a white spring. If you have balanced body, you're gonna go to a yellow. You might be able to do it on a blue or a half spring also. So I would do this too. Scoot your upper body forward a little bit on the carriage, just so that your boobs are close to the headrest.
Got it.
Yep. Keep going a little more. Yeah, try that. Okay, so she's in the diamond shape. You're gonna walk your hands up and grab here. Yes, amazing. First, I just want you to do some pull-ups. So take your elbows wide and pull yourself forward enough through the uprights. Yes, exactly. Good. How's the spring?
Good.
Good. Okay, so if you have my setup, you're gonna have to move the push-through bar. I would typically spring it, but I don't have my springs next to me right now, so I'm gonna hold it because you don't want the client to hit their head on the bar, right? And here she's getting some really nice work for her back, right? So we just did a bunch of back rowing, but this is on the stomach and it's a different angle of resistance, different muscles, and it probably feels good to be here after all those abs exercises. Now, you're gonna do the same thing, but I want you to add extension. So as you come in, yes, exactly, and then lower down. If you do not have tower uprights on your reformer, you can hold on to these. You can do this holding on to the risers, okay? Wrapping your hands around there. Up and in, doesn't it feel amazing?
So good.
Yeah. Come and go a little slower, because I want you to come in and up and really find that lift. There you go. And then lengthen and come down. That's amazing. Yes. That's good. Because I want her to feel, I'm having her slow down right now just a little bit because I want her to focus on feeling that stretch through the abdominals, right? When you come in and up, you can feel the length there. And we want that for her after all of that hard work she did on her abs. 2 more. 2, slowly coming in and up, wrapping the shoulders around. She's pressing those hip bones into the front of the reformer and thinking about a slight posterior tilt with the pelvis. Yes. And then you can slowly, carefully bring your hands onto the metal rails. Yes, let the carriage come in. Awesome. Now from here, I want you to press yourself up. I am adding a bunch of springs because I want her to come up to all fours with her hands on the carriage, knees under the hips, and I just don't want the carriage to move, okay? Because this is how we're ending. So I'm going to have a bunch of springs on. And then I just want you to do some cat-cow for me, okay? Round up, exhale. Good. Inhale, reach the hips back, reach the crown of the head forward. Yes, watch how my hair comes up. There you go. And then round, 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 round. Yeah, she's getting that deep stretch here. And then she's releasing from tail to head and getting that extension. Amazing. 2 more. Round up, exhale, soften your elbows just a little bit. There you go. And then reach away, lengthen, and then one more time. Rounding up, and then slowly reaching forward. Yes, and you get to walk your hands toward you. And you're all done, my dear.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope your obliques feel the burn tomorrow.